arraignment on the case ending in 522. Two backups. Actually, yeah, three backups, but all involving the same. No, one, two, three backups, two DUIs and a DWS out. Now this is another DUI. So let's back up there, Mr. Clevenger. You are telling Clevenger?
Yes.
And you're now charged with driving under the influence of alcohol and or drugs, operating a motor vehicle without an ignition interlock device, driving with license suspended in the first degree. Those are all gross misdemeanors, which carry with them maximum penalties of 364 days in jail and a $5,000 fine. The two of these have mandatory minimum penalties. The DUI, does this represent a 3rd and 7, Mr. McClellan?
Correct. Without refusal.
So what's the mandatory minimum on that?
270 days, I think 120 days plus 150 of EHM.
And then on the looks like a first DWLS in the first. Okay, there'd be 10-day max minimum on that case. So, Mr. Senga, did you get a chance to discuss with him his legal rights?
That is correct, Your Honor. Ms. Kamiri previously discussed with Clevenger's legal rights, I believe.
Any questions about any of those, Mr. Clevenger?
No, not this time.
And then I'll hear from you on probable cause, Mr. Senga.
Yes, Your Honor. At this time, defense would stipulate the probable cause. As well, we see that our office represents Mr. Clevenger on his backup matters. And then
Right. I'll appoint your office on this case also.
Great, thank you.
So, again, all three of those cases, DUI, ignition interlock, and DWLS in the first degree, those are all gross misdemeanors, which carry with them maximum penalties of 364 days in jail and a $5,000 fine. Pleas of not guilty will be entered on all three counts. We're going to set conditions of release. I'm going to hear from the city. I'm going to hear from Mr. Senga. I will appoint Pacific Point Law Group to represent you in all these cases. Mr. McClellan, looks like he's set for a hearing on February 4th right now.
Right. So I can represent to the court a little bit of background where this. So he was actually heard yesterday with Judge Buckley and Mr. Sharp and Mr. Swenson. And the reason that happened was he was initially booked into Superior Court with the mistaken assumption this was a felony DUI. I think the officer miscounted, or there may have been another arrest that showed up and he took it as a conviction. So the city had added the backup matters to go along with the felony DUI, but when it was realized they were declining it, he was rebooked. So the backup matters on today have already been addressed. So there's no more action to take there. The court held him on, I think, total of $60,000 on those backup matters. So those are on the calendar, but there's nothing to do on those today. The court set a fair to comply hearing for February 4th, but then he was rebooked. The citation got filed. So that's why we're here, just for the arraignment.
So basically, the only thing we need to do is
Conditions on the
set
arraignment.
conditions on the 522 and a court date.
Yeah.
And so I'll hear from you on bail conditions, and we'll set it for February 4th. But go ahead there, Mr. McClellan.
Thank you. So I recognize there's already high bail, I think for good reasons. But now to address on this DUI, it is a third offense. He's on probation on those two priors. I'll note that both of prior DUIs involved other citizens. The one from 2020, a rear end, not significant damage, but then the one in 2023 was a hit and run with a DUI, a BAC of 0.25. There's no accident or collision in this case, but nonetheless, there's a requirement on not to have interlock or to have an interlock. He's suspended. So the allegations that he's in violation of all of those while on probation, consuming alcohol and driving, I think there still warrants additional bail on this charge. I'm asking for another $40,000. That'd be a total of $100,000 across the three DUI cases, all other DUI conditions.
Mr. Senga?
Defense would have no objection to the city's requested conditions at this time. Thank you.
So bail is going to be set in the amount of 40,000 cash or bond. If that's posted, you're to have no criminal law violations. Don't drive without license or insurance. You're not to consume any alcohol or have any controlled substances out of valid prescription. Don't refuse a breath test. Stay out of all bars and taverns. Any car you drive needs to be equipped with an ignition interlock device. Also, if you post bail, you're to report to the pretrial services within 48 hours of your release. You're also to report to Friendship Diversion within 48 hours of your release. You're to get a biological alcohol monitoring device, which is an ankle that goes around your a bracelet that goes around your ankle to make sure that you don't consume alcohol. You get that hooked up at the Friendship Diversion Program. You're also to provide UAs upon request to the Friendship Diversion Program. Do you understand all that, Mr. Clevenger?
Yes, I believe so.
What time are the cases set for the 4th there, Mr. McClellan? I'll set this one for the same time.
Mhm.
At 1:30, they're on the in custody calendar. Okay. So apparently it's on the in custody calendar. We'll set these on 1:30 also.
Yeah.
And if you make bail, then you still need to show up at 1:30 on the 4th. You understand that?
Yes,
All right. That's it for today. You can be taken back.
okay.
And then the other three, the case ending in 063, 543, and 190, those can just be stricken for today. Yep, they'll just remain at the 4th.